Personally, for me, I don't like saying Satan. I don't like saying the devil. That's one thing that I will not blame my shortfalls on ever. I will never ever blame it on Satan, the devil, blah blah blah. Because you got me fucked up. Because who is essentially holding me back from being great? Me, I am. Day 7 is posting every day for 30 days on YouTube, and I decided to go on a walk. I guess you could say it's my artist date 2.0. This didn't really have much to do with the artist way, but I decided that I wanted to post it because I was just yapping on my Instagram story about how strange life is, and I just wanted to share it. So here we go. So I'm walking my dog right now, and I'm just looking around, looking at the grass, looking at the trees and stuff, and I'm like, low-key, being alive is insane if you think about it. Because, and I mean insane in like a, whoa, like I'm in a body. I'm literally walking a dog right now. I'm looking at a squirrel run up a tree. Trees, those exist. Grass, leaves, I exist. I don't know. It's just interesting to actually like really sit down and notice your existence, because we're so always like on the up and up of everyday life, and we treat life so mundanely, like it can easily be tossed away, which it can be. You could anytime. And so like, I don't know, it's like being alive is rare. Like, okay, yes, people be having children or whatever, and those children turn into adults, blah blah blah, but like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I can't even put it into words because I just like picked up my camera and just started talking. But like, being alive feels so rare, knowing that people are born every day. No, scratch that. Being alive feels rare, knowing that people are dying every day at every second. Like, somebody just unfortunately passed away while I'm talking right now, making this video. But on the flip side, somebody just gave birth to a baby right now as I'm talking and recording this. So it's like, I don't know if I said that right, of being alive is rare. Like, I don't know. It's just it feels rare. I don't know why. It just feels very rare. It feels like and it is a once in a lifetime opportunity, because you get one life. You can only do this once, as they say, YOLO. And I think that's why it feels rare, because you can do it one time, supposedly. We're not going to talk about reincarnation and all that. We're going to keep it simple. But I don't know, it's just so interesting. And then I was just like thinking about it. I'm like, man, I'm really alive right now. Like, I'm really here on this earth, walking a dog, looking at the trees, looking at the grass, passing houses, like, that somebody built with their own hands. Like, I hate when Instagram do that. I just recorded a good one and then it wouldn't upload. It just got stuck at the loading page. It was so freaking annoying. But essentially, I was just saying that I want to be more intentional with this life that I'm living, because I'm literally on autopilot every day. Like, literally, like, I gotta get up, gotta go to work, gotta da 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 da. So into the, I guess you could say, grind and hustle, that I just automatically go on autopilot. And I just want to be more intentional with the life that I'm living, and actually live it, and not feel so bogged down by the heaviness and the chaos of what's going around me. And I have to remember that life is a spiritual experience. That's all it is. Like, we're souls in a body. We're souls first, body second. We came down. We're somewhere in the sky, or somewhere in the ether, as a soul, as a spirit first and foremost. Then we come down into a human body, born, grow up, adulthood, yada yada, get all these experiences, yada yada, identify ourselves with these experiences, yada yada. We forget that we are a soul, a spirit, whatever, and get stuck in humanness. Which it's okay to be human. It's like there needs to be a balance of your humanness and of your spirit. I'm not a Bible thumping girly. I'm not. Don't have scriptures memorized. Haven't read the Bible in a minute. But, side tangent for a second. I do want to get into reading the Bible just as a book. Because it is a book. But not like read the, like they do in church or whatever. Or like they do outside of church. I just wanted to read the Bible to understand it for myself. And not just listen to somebody tell me what the Bible say and blah, blah, blah. And just read it like I read a fictional book, you know? And I do believe in a God, and I do believe in spirit, and I do believe in, but I don't believe it in the sense of how society teach it. I'd rather go off of my own experiences, go off of my own experiences with God and spirit and the universe and, whatever you want to call it. Because I've experienced, supernatural things or whatever before plenty of times. So I know that a God, a spirit, universe, etc. exist. I know that we're all spiritual beings, however, I just don't want to listen to the chatter of other people telling me who God is. I think that the relationship that you have with God should be one-on-one. Yeah, building a community and all that is great or whatever. I think first and foremost, like with any relationship that you have with anybody, it should be one-on-one. It should be deep. It should be profound. It should be fun. It should be joyful. It should be you should be able to express yourself in all your fullness with whatever spirit, God, universe, etc. that you want to call it, you believe in, just as you would with another human being that's physically in front of you, Anyway, I say all that to say, duality. There's duality between your spirit. There's duality between your humanness, or in this case, flesh. But I like to say humanness. Those two things, they're not separate. They're together. And another thing, I don't like how a lot of people teach that God is separate from yourself. Because what I do remember that's in the Bible is that it says that God is within you. God is made in your image. You're made in God's image and God's made in your image. You're essentially one with God. God is within you. So why are we treating God as if he's some external thing up in the sky, some big man, scary thing up in the sky? Why do we personify God? Why is God not just God and is? Why do we give God pronouns? Maybe because it's easier for our human brains to process. But I think just saying God, for some reason it cut out right here, but I wrote the rest of my thoughts out. It's easy to process too. Like, yeah, God is God, but I guess people say he, him, because it's easier for our human brains to process. I'm going to just leave it at that. I have a lot of questions. I have so many questions, but I'm going to figure it out myself on my own little journey. Also, too, all the Holy Spirit is just intuition. That's all it is. That is all it is. The Holy Spirit is just intuition to me. And also, you don't got to agree with any of what I'm saying. This is just the best way that I can understand it. I believe that everybody's walk with the God, spirit, universe, whatever they want to call it, is different for everybody, and that God allows you to experience him in a way that only you can understand. Everybody's experience with God is, again, different. It ain't gonna look the same. Also, on top of that too, I think that I lost it. What I was gonna say was, I know that God's spirit universe, whatever you want to call it, is real. But for me, I have the tendency to be so on autopilot and so stuck in the humanness of life that I ended up neglecting the spiritual part of life. I ended up neglecting my spirit. And I've noticed that when my spirit is neglected, my connection with spirit, God, the universe, is neglected or severed, even though I know that I can come back at any time. Because again, God, spirit, universe, etc. is within me, and it's never truly gone. It doesn't go away. It's still here. It may be dormant, maybe sitting there waiting, be like, hey, yo, I'm here. Why aren't you feeding your spirit? And then we wonder, why am I so tired? Why am I so drained? Why am I so... like the movie Soul, for example. Lost Souls, and how the guy was like, make a trade, make a trade, make a trade, make a trade. He was so stuck on his job. Then they put his soul back in his body. And he was like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing with my life, bro? Let me nourish my spirit. I don't need to keep nourishing the human aspect 24/7 all the time. Because when you don't nourish your spirit, you're not nourishing your life. Because mind, body, spirit, it's all one. If you're not nourishing your mind, your body, and your spirit, you're not going to be balanced. Something's going to be off. So for me, I want to get back into nourishing my spirit and just being joyous. Because I have, yet again, been so stuck into the mundane that I'm sad and not really happy and on autopilot, because that's all I know. So I literally have to force myself out of autopilot, which is so hard now. Like way back in 2020, I felt the most aligned within myself when I was meditating, when I was going on walks, when I was having like slow mornings, when I wasn't rushing. And again, the pandemic sucked, but it also helped a lot of us come back to our spirit and come back to our soul while simultaneously feeding our mind and body at the same time. So if you're not feeding your soul, if you're not nourishing your body, and if you're not nourishing your mind in a way that will allow you to, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're not feeding your brain with substance and you're just doom scrolling and just listening to what other people are saying all the time and listening to other people's hot takes, you're not using your brain in a way that it's meant to be used. You're not thinking for yourself anymore. You stop reading books, whether it's for educational purposes or for joy. You stop learning. And when you stop learning, you develop dementia, maybe Alzheimer's, I don't know, brain stuff, and it won't be looking good. So the point is, and that's not how I even wanted to phrase that, but we're going to keep it. The point is, all three of those things are very important to nourish. And if one falls off, it all falls off. Now, is it simple? Yes. But it's simple, but it's not easy. Everything in life is simple, but it's not easy. And what I mean by that is, you need to exercise. You need to nourish your spirit by doing art, creating art, praying, whatever it is that nourishes your spirit. You need to start reading more, learning new things, getting off the internet, stop doom scrolling. It's simple when it's said, but actually doing the action, is it easy? No, it's not meant to be easy. It's like one of your devices. And personally, for me, I don't like saying Satan. I don't like saying the devil. That's one thing that I will not blame my shortfalls on ever. I will never ever blame it on Satan, the devil, blah blah blah. Because you got me fucked up. Because who is essentially holding me back from being great? Me. I am. You can like look at Satan, the devil, as like your low vibrational self or whatever, or you can look at God as in like your high vibrational self. That's how I try to look at it. Instead of me blaming like, oh, Satan and the devil got me doing X, Y, and Z. Like, no, I have to be honest about it. Like, it's me doing this. Because when I was younger, when my parents were, I grew up Christian and all this, that, and the third, yada yada. My dad's a pastor's kid, yada yada, blah blah blah. Grew up in the church, yada 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 yada. We went to church, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. You know the backstory. Black people, whoop de whoop, going to church and all that. But I thought that the devil was like this scary thing, and I never really wanted to like do anything wrong and blah blah blah. But as I've gotten older and have gotten on and off on my spiritual journey, I just realized that Satan is just your bad habits that you can't get rid of. It's like your temptations, as they say. It's your vices. It's all it is. It's literally your bad habits, your vices. That's all it is. And who's doing it? You're doing it. But if people want to say, oh, it's the devil, it's Satan, it's da-da-da, to make themselves feel better, they can do that. Who am I to say? But for me personally, I will not be doing that. I just won't. And this is how I know my ADHD meds have kicked in. I've just been yapping, just talking, yapping. But yeah, to wrap that all up, I want to do things that make my spirit happy. I want to have more of a grateful outlook on life. I want to have more of an intentional outlook on life. I want to move more intentionally in my life is what I'm trying to say, with intention. And I want to value and cherish slow mornings rather than always rushing all the time. I want my nervous system to feel calm rather than always anxious internally. I just want to feel balanced. I just want to feel balanced within my body, within my mind, and within my spirit. And I want to nourish all three of those things, not just one, not just two. I want to nourish all three. So that's another goal for 2026, is to really take myself seriously in the sense that I want to make sure that I'm choosing myself on a daily basis, always. And by doing that, I have to nourish mind, body, and spirit. So, yeah, thanks for joining my random yap this morning. Just because I went on a walk. It all started with a walk. I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you check out the other videos that I have posted, 1 through 6, in my playlist. I'll link it in the description box or in the comments. I'll be going live again today to go more in depth on this topic, and I will see you in day 8.